Just about 1 minute past the 11 o'clock hour, and you're logged on to WINNFM 98.9 on the FM dial. My name is Socrates, and we're gearing up for another episode of Voices. It's the day after CARICOM Day. It's the 5th of July. The day after 4th of July celebrations in the US also. That's a whole different story. They would have celebrated. But I want to welcome all our listeners, viewers, around the world on the various platforms. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you are in. Welcome to another episode of Voices. We're going to pause first of all to give kudos to our sponsors, and then we will be right back. Good morning, Petra.
It's TDC for me, TDC for we. Neighbor, partner, your family. The best is yet to come, believe me. Moving forward, moving with. Hey, TDC serve the nation with the best customer experience. TDC, you are the one for we. Happy anniversary.
Together we succeed, building on strong community, pressing on forward to our destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices, Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty, Rams is always here. We are community, we are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
Flow Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
Okay, guys, we're back with the program. Once again, welcome to Voices. My name is Socrates. I want to put some good morning shout out to some folks out there. Culture, Beulah. By the way, Jamster Beulah invited me to to church on Sunday. Antioch Baptist Church. They're celebrating her birthday shortly, so I have to go to church. I have to go to that. So good morning, Beulah. Brenda, of course, Amber, Rosemary, Petra, she's now added to the lineup. And a whole ton of people out there. To our current Governor General, Dame still alive, but good morning to you also. Now, I don't really have a topic for today, but I'm gonna read something that was sent to me by someone from Antigua, and I think it's funny, right? And it's addressed to returning nationals. They're actually coming home from Antigua, but I know that everybody in the region can relate to these attitudes of people who have returned. And here we go. Dear all, referring to returning nationals, Peter, I hope you're listening. 1, we know that the sun is hot. We don't need you to keep repeating it every few seconds. For your information, the sun is always hot. Duh. 2, I don't know how you people can live here. Well, we're living here and the same way you used to be living here, except that the standard of living has improved. 3, I can't buy anything here. Do you know how much I pay for this back home? Referring to whether Europe or North America, this is now their home. And the response is yes, we do. Not only do we have internet and TV, but some of us travel. Plus, we do internet shopping, so we know how much things cost. By the way, why didn't you just pack a barrel or 2 with all you will need for your stay? 4, look at your mosquitoes. Look at your mosquitoes. Look at what your mosquitoes are doing to my skin. They are mosquitoes, not mosquitoes. Same name as when you left. And 5, decide before you land and finish your immigration form which accent you will be using for the duration of your stay. And do maintain it throughout. We do have those folks who would have traveled to North America, even the VI, Europe, and come back with attitudes about the sun being hot and all these various things. I don't know how you people can live here and all that. So I thought it sounded a bit of humor. I thought it's very telling because it's really endemic of our people throughout the region. Okay? We don't have any particular topic today, so we're going to keep the lines open as early as possible. 662-0989, 466-0989. Good morning, culture. There's a lady who called me yesterday, actually, to inquire about the medical supplies that we were talking about. They would have landed yesterday or should have landed yesterday, so we wait customs to update me as to how and when, and we clear them and get them around to the folks who have been waiting on them. Miss Rosita Warner down there in Date Bay, I hope you're listening. We are working on those items to be cleared from customs and to share them with the folks who need them. Mr. Heiliger and wife, thank you for that rather large contribution. And all the folks who would have made the contribution, I'm going to repeat your names during the, once we've cleared them and give you your just kudos. Mr. Valentine Monish, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're having the most wonderful day. Just easygoing conversation this morning. So Amber, yes, I did make contact with the folks from Answer, and that's developing. Now, we were greeted with some sad news on Saturday evening regarding the passing of one of our foremost cultural icons in the person of Michael Uncle Mickey Stokes. It's a sad day in the Federation of St. Christopher Nevis, and I know the region and the music-loving world at large, especially those familiar with his work, would be saddened by his passing. On Friday morning, on my way to do the program, I stopped by a sister radio station and I spoke with GQ. And in that conversation, I said to him, I want you to come on the program and be interviewed, speaking about voices. The same relates to Jazzy, because you guys have this awesome legacy. You know, people need to know your contribution. I said to him, I extended the same invitation to Mick Stokes about 2 months ago. And he's told me that he would think about it. And he said, well, no, you have to call him now. I said, I understand. We know that he has been ailing and all that. But the point I want to make is that sometimes we have to take whatever opportunities offered to us to speak about a legacy. Tons of folks don't know exactly who Mick Stokes is and the enormous contribution he has made to the landscape, the cultural landscape of not only St. Kitts and Nevis, but the region. And I thought it would be a nice thing for him to come on the program. Let's have a nice little chat. 2.5 hours talking about Mick Stokes. There were so many people who knew him, his legacy, who didn't know him personally, have so much respect and admiration for him. In his latter years, he was one of the vanguards in terms of playing the music. The program he had there that really featured local contents, which is a sad thing because people like Constance Edwards, who's no longer there. There was Peter Warner. There is Chico, Jazzy D, of course, one of the main persons. We need folks like those who will maintain the legacy of the great music that St. Kitts Nevis has produced on their shows. He was one of those persons that nationals throughout the diaspora would listen to when he would be on. And it will remind them of the music of home. You know, National Showcase was, that's a spring off from that, from back in the day. And so he will be missed for so many reasons. And I thought it would be great to have him on the program. As I said, we spoke about 2 months ago. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So it's left for those who are living to make sure that those who would have passed are given the due recognition. I know he received a national award last year, but beyond that, his legacy is so much greater. So, to his family, immediate and extended, from the studios of WINNMedia, we extend our deepest sympathies and we celebrate with you the lifetime legacy of Michael Uncle Mickey Stokes. This is not a dirge, but of course we had to pause and give due respect. I am one of the persons who have worked with him over the many years, going way back. So it's a personal loss to me also. So I hope you don't mind me taking the time out to pay respects by this medium to Uncle Mickey Stokes. There was an article that was recently written by Mr. McCall up there in North America. Very well received. And I think everyone is in agreement that it was a well-written tribute to the late gentleman. That being said, the lines are open, 662-0989, 466-0989. At this point, we got about 50 minutes into the program. We're going to pause for a few kind words from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster, bolder, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
Flow Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time, from anywhere with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. With our safe and secure payment checkout, you choose the option to pick up in-store or have your goods delivered right to your door. It's that easy. Shop tdcgroup.com, your one-stop online store.
Shop anywhere, shop anytime, same quality you love. Now online. Shop
www.shoptdcgroup.com.
Once again, good morning and welcome back to Voices. My name is Socrates and we're hosting today. Today is the 5th day of July. And yes, Peter, I know you're listening, so I'm going to read a document that you sent me yesterday. We have done music festival. And the focus is a call in line. Okay, let's take this call before we continue on that. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning.
How
I
are
have to
you?
give you your accolades, you know.
Pardon?
We and I have to give you your accolades.
Hold a second. Can I get more volume from the line? It's a bit soft. I can hardly hear you saying it. We're adjusting your volume level.
So I was just saying, is it any better?
Yes, it's better enough. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Let me turn it right up. I want everybody to hear me. Because I am saying we need to give our people the accolades.
Yes, we do.
You know, we like this eulogy business.
Yeah.
We love a eulogy.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who you're talking about, they're not even there to say, well, a lot better than that.
Yeah.
More than that. That part ain't true. You know, I learned so much about him from Jazzy the show. The market, radio market.
Radio market, yes.
Yes, he told his whole life story, and I used to engage him.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I used to call him honorable. I said, "You're honorable. You're like the father of the king." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His son is king on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what we say or what we think or what we feel, he's honorable. You know, we like to look at people past.
Correct.
I thank God for Jesus, you know. He says, your sins and your iniquity I would remember no more. Once you confess it, you can't even remember them who want to carry baggage.
Uh-huh.
And I was really impressed because he wasn't afraid to say how he started, where he is, and the places he travels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Real ambassador.
Yes, representing.
Now, so condolences to his family, both the Stokes and the Heidegger family. And he was a jeweler.
Yes.
He wasn't just a singer, you know. He was a creator and an innovator. He made earrings and name tags, you know what I mean?
Well, the news item that they read on Zeds identified him as a Calypsonian. I'm saying no.
More than that.
He was not a Calypsonian. He was an entertainer on Palmy. He wrote calypso, he wrote reggae, he wrote ballads, he didn't feature as
I'm
a Calypsonian.
telling you, that's why I tell you, it better if we begin to write. I don't write mine. So nobody make up nothing on me.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do more writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can't write, you tell your story. You
Get
give
somebody
the
to do
person a
autobiography
sketch,
of you, yeah?
You know, so that it can be said.
Listen.
So Jordan, he had even started his archive, his own archive, you know.
But
you know that?
I have some respect for him. Okay, we will meet each other and bow to each other. I went there to him just about 2 months ago. I said, Mick Stokes, you need to come on my program Voices. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, we need to talk about your legacy. You are Mick Stokes.
That's true.
And he said, and think about it.
I mean, the man started his own archive in his business place.
Correct.
Where you can see things from long time. You don't know why it's up for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we got to give him credit. He was very, very good, and I must give Jazzy D a lot of credit. Jazzy D brought him out of his shell, you know, apart from the music.
Mm-hmm.
And she advertised, look, I said, well, you have all the music. She must have played over 100 songs.
Yeah. I would have missed that show, but I know she's very strong about legacy because they do that program together.
Yes, every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me go to another thing. So condolences to all those who are grieving. Lulu Jefferson brother, Marpo.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Wilson was saying that he used to be the starter at the Sandy Point High School. And even after he was in the wheelchair, he used to be the starter at the Newton Young School. You know Marpo, right?
Of course, yes.
Yes, he was talking about how even in his disability, he was still participating in community affairs.
Yes, that's true.
So to Lolo and all of his relatives and those down in St. Paul's, Newton Ground, and all those all over the country. Now I come to TDC. You know, I keep listening to the advertisement. 50 years. And I must congratulate TDC as our local
entity.
company.
Yes.
They're not just scrabbling in the money. TDC has invested in the country. You know, some companies here since Jesus born. And you wonder, what have we done other than collect the profits? I mean, they did the first housing project down in Sandy Point, remember?
Of course, I know it.
Yeah, they in housing. Then they even had a hardware down in Sandy Point.
Yep.
They have done a number of
Insurance,
housing projects.
automotive, you
You,
know.
you name it. And they modernize. And what impressed me most is the possibility and the opportunities they gave to the local people
Scholarships.
to move up to manage.
Scholarships, mentors in school, job placements,
I mean, when you hear
scholarships.
this person on the board of director, in some companies where you hear that, a lot of the people who are now managers, head of department, I taught some of them in school,
There you go.
ordinary people, they gave them a chance to move up beyond just a clerk. And so I commend the chairman and the former chairman too.
Manners. Yep. But you remember the legacy of Michael King?
Yes, he taught, when you're talking about customer service,
Yep.
well, Michael King ain't making a joke. Customer service,
The Michael Morton?
start with Michael King first.
We call him Michael to Michael.
Yes, man, Michael King, you can't stroll in, because you're strolling on government work, you know. You're working for 8 o'clock, 5 to 8, but I meet you in here. And you don't hang on in a corner and chat. Even now, I love to do business in TDC. From the time you go in, can I help you? You know, and they go out of the way.
Customer
they don't
service.
push up their face like some people.
That's true.
That was the first company to train their people that others have done since. But they stand out. And Michael Morton, when you know. Some people are, I am telling you, he work his way up and he manage well and they diversify. Every time you see a cruise ship in, by the big pier, the spoil pier, right?
Flamboyant tours.
I am telling you, TDC took the opportunity to invest in it. Look, while we're looking for outside and foreign investors.
Capital, they invested. I recall when they had the open ceremony for the second pier, they were there.
I'm telling you, people say, oh, they're going to raise the money, and they're going to get back the money.
The doubters. They're those who start with the
Anyway,
negative first,
turn, you know. So I want to commend them today. Mind nobody pay me, let me tell you, you know. All who think are getting paid are getting something. I remember, I think it was in 2000, I was working, and this young lady, Bowie, you know the girl, Bowie, Zita Bowie's daughter. She was the accountant. She's now the financial control, I think.
Not familiar, but go ahead.
Her father used to work farmers up in Value Mart. And she said, listen, you should buy some shares, you know. But, you know those, even though in economics I wasn't into the share business, you know. And I bought them for my granddaughter. And I was happy when she reached 18 to send them over to her.
Okay.
You know, so I am saying to people, we must appreciate our own.
Local entities when they invest.
Yes. They're not afraid to invest. And so I commend them. Congratulations on their 50th anniversary. And so to all of our people at home and abroad, invest in your country. All right then.
Thank you so very much. I recall one of the early one investors, Moonlight Roberts. I recall those guys. I recall when it actually was formed. And the name was TDC. It was Trade and Development Corporation, still stands today. So yes, kudos to our local investors. I know you're listening, Sister Henry, so I want to share this with you. During the break, I got a call from Tropical Shipping asking for me by name. Yes, I am he. It says your shipment arrived yesterday, so you can come to the office for whatever form it's supposed to be, and walk with $40. So when I'm done here today, I'm going to go to Tropical Shipping, pay the $40, get that form for clearing the shipment, and go over to Foreign Affairs, I think is to Safari, Lewis, and we'll start the process. So today is Wednesday, maybe by Friday we can get the things out of customs. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
During the break, I got a call from Tropical Shipping informing me that the items are here. I need to proceed to the office and pay $40, collect the form, and proceed to customs. But between collecting the form and customs, I have to go to PS Tafari Lewis for the assistance in clearing the items and getting them to the folks who are in need of them, have been waiting, anticipating them for the longest while. So that process is ready. Friday morning, I should be able to give an accounting to all about the monies collected, who donated what, and give the requisite recognition. So there is that. And on that point again, we now pause for, we have a caller on the line? Let's take this caller. So caller, sorry, I didn't realize you're live on Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Good morning, Sir Culture.
How are you?
I can hear you, go ahead.
Okay, could you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Now, I already gave my sympathy to the greatest entertainer, Mick Stokes. But as the years go by, I will have opportunities to really comment some more, a lot more, about him, what I know about him. Now, I want to go to something else now. Apart from the homicide that's happening too regular, too often, I find too many persons in St. Kitts going down quickly with cancer, and not all of them smoking the cancer stick cigarette.
Different forms of cancer, sir. Different forms.
Right. But this one here, what really affecting most people, I believe that it comes from what we eat, because what we eat, what we are is what we eat. A lot of the food that people are eating, a lot of chemicals on them, and even if you use the chemical fertilizer in the ground, when the plant get that fertilizer in it, the plant will produce the fruits with that poisonous stuff in the fertilizer. So I think what we should do here, let us use our own fertilizer, our bush and our animal dung. Those animals that eat bush and grass, their dung is best to make fertilizer in our ground, rather than getting chemicals where you have to spray this and spray that. Just like how the fertilizer that you spray on those plants can kill whatever insect, it affects the plant too.
I mean the pesticides.
Right, yes.
Pesticides.
Those pesticides. It affects the plant, and whatever produce the plant give off, the pesticide also is in that. And then when people consume them, you find everybody now popping up with a little thing here, and when you look, it is cancer, and it comes from what we eat.
There are organic farms or farmers on St. Kitts who insist that they produce their fruits and veggies in the most natural way.
Right.
But sometimes when you go to the market, you don't know who is who. But Gideon farmers, they are organic farmers. And so it will be mindful for us to know what we're buying and from whom, because sometimes even if it's locally grown, because we emphasize on eating locally what's produced by farmers. Once they're chemically treated with the pesticides and all the growth in things, whatever, like for the name, growth hormones, right? Even in the chicken that we eat, even in the animal husbandry, there are growth hormones that they feed to these animals. Once we ingest that, example, Groena is a chemical fed in on poultry farms to help the chickens to grow overnight. Once you ingest that, it was a study some years ago that explained why our young women was experiencing puberty at an early rate. Their breast was growing at at early rate. It's because of the steroids that they ingest with all the chicken.
Exactly.
So there are many forms of things that we ingest in our system that causes cancer. So when people say they don't know what causes it, there are many, many reasons why our people are suffering from these cancerous agents.
Yeah, look at this here. When we were young, small boys, little children growing up, and our parents pick corn, we had to roast them. And there's no way you could have pushed a stick in the middle of the corn up in the hooks. Now they got corn on the cob with a stick shoved up in the hooks. What make that hooks there so soft that the stick could go up there? Is what they do to these things to make them look attractive, and when you're done with it, you have to buy more. So people got to think about that. The old time way is the best way. When we is small again, food cooked on tree stone and coal pot and your little pump stove. Nothing, the food ain't spoiling. Now they got quick cook. Put it in a thing look like an oven. No, you ain't see no fire in there.
Before we go to the break, culture, think about this.
Yes.
There's a study done recently that says the mouthwash that we use causes cancer because it kills the bacteria in the mouth that has a specific duty. So once you take out that bacteria that has a specific biological function and using mouthwash, we feel that we are doing something good for our breath. But that bacteria is there for a specific biological reason. But we use mouthwash. So that's another form, another method of you ingesting something chemical in the system.
Yeah, parsley.
Peas bush.
Is the best natural mouthwash. You hear me? Parsley.
Peas bush and charcoals.
In St. Thomas.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You pop up the parsley. Pong it up. And you swallow the juice, and that you clean your latrine. Because I don't understand. We never born with that. We born fresh, and we go and go and go, and it depends on what we use and how we do. We carry a latrine on our shoulders.
Well, there is the dental hygiene that a lot of us don't effect properly. Okay? We're told to brush 3 times a day. We were not told to use mouthwash, but we use mouthwash because it's supposed to give us that sense of fresh breath. Now we're told that in itself is cancer causing. We go to a station break.
Oh, you're going to the break? Go to the break.
Yeah, and we'll be back, okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for your contribution.
I'm going to call back,
Not a problem, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
At 22 minutes moving up to 11 o'clock, we have a call on the line. Call your live on Voices.
Yeah, I'll come back and I'm going to make it real quick
Okay, sir.
because I want other people to get in. Now, I will show you something. Compare the tomato that come from overseas, our local tomato. People who buy overseas tomato, the water bill don't have to go up that high.
They got plenty of water in them.
Exactly.
I see.
No, what do you think causes them tomato to have so much water in them?
I don't know. They can chemically modified.
And if you look at the onion, the herbs, the thyme, and a lot of things that you could have smelled from far in long ago, not now, because the alteration, what they do with those seeds and those slips, whatever it is, they weaken it so they don't have the full strength now. And they're not that effective when we use them. The only thing has a strong scent in it is the clove. And you see this thing what I call microwave? It is very dangerous. When I was living in St. Thomas one time, there was a radiologist at the hospital. I was living upstairs, his parents' place in the apartment. And one day he come up by me. He said, man, let's sit down and talk. He said, sir, you bring home a microwave the other day, but I'm going to tell you something. He said, what do you think will happen if everybody have to go and take an X-ray every day? He said their life span will be shorter than those who do not go for an X-ray. Because the pure radiation goes into whatever you put in that microwave to heat it up, no fire. And I said, oh, if you are a radiologist and you tell me that, well, I done with that. That's why I had stopped eating food and jet plane before 2011.
Okay.
Because I said, they ain't got no store up here. We're hotting up the food.
Microwaves.
So I done with that. I would rather eat my food out of a freezer cold than to put it in any microwave. And the last thing, when we small, our oats used to take how many, 20, 25 minutes or whatever to cook.
That minute oats now.
Oh, what they do to make that minute oats?
Make
Just
them
like
clock.
how they take brown sugar and turn it white.
Yeah.
Learn from them. Anyway, I'm going to give somebody else a chance because a lot of people might have things to say.
Much appreciated, sir. Appreciate that.
So let me be considerate.
Okay. Now, some of the local produce that we consume, A lot of our folks go to the supermarket chains to buy them. There are many farmers out there on like up on the agro strip, the farmers market down there who sell the actual locally grown produce things that are not chemically altered. But we like to get the big plastic bags from the supermarket chains with our items, and we know by hearing daily that these things are not best for us. But of course, we do that. Any call on the line? Okay. Let me read an article sent to me from a very dear friend of mine in Antigua. And it's actually saying that tomorrow in Dominica is Calypso Day. Jamster, Calypso Day. This is done by the Dominica Calypso Association. And they've invited Gabby from Barbados to lecture. That lecture would have started, well, they observed yesterday's curriculum day, but tomorrow is Calypso Day. I don't want to read the whole item, but let me see. Barbados Cultural Ambassador Anthony, the mighty Gabby Carter, is due to arrive on island today. This was published yesterday. To participate in Dominica's Calypso Day, we'll get back to that. We go to the phone lines. Caller, you live on Voices.
Hello, good morning. How are you? How are you?
I saw you on 4th Street a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I've been anticipating the call. Are you close to your phone or your radio?
Huh?
Are you close to your radio?
I turn it down.
Please, thank you. I've been waiting on the call, to get the results of you drinking the tea, the herb tea. Talk to me.
You think that tea will do me good?
But you said you're going to drink it. You tried all the medical remedies and it didn't work out, so you're going to drink the ganja tea.
I think what is in my nose, that's how you get this proud flesh and whatever. I think what is in my nose, that is a proud flesh and you want it to laser beam and that's all.
Okay.
That thing under me, I think.
Okay.
This is something to operate on.
We move on. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening this morning about the farmer's cry. Man, the farmer's cry too big, And when I hear the farmer's cry, it's a pity we don't hear some kind of farmer's cry. Everybody is so jolly. Getting the things sell it hot bread and butter, you don't know what happened. And, a farmer's cry too big, man.
Was that on an earlier program? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Huh?
Was that on an earlier program? Is it a farmer's cry? Is that what you're saying?
Early program, yeah.
You're still close to your radio. I'm getting that feedback.
Yeah, it was early this morning, yeah. It was on the same station. It really cried, when they're on the outside, I'm not going to fix this. They ain't fixing nothing. Because the other day, them like the break room will get somebody egg farm thing. Egg farm. But he got people here. You little man like me and you could do a little egg in our backyard. A little chuffle thing in our backyard. Mr. We go in a certain place near to the mountain and we got a little egg farm. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people putting trust on that, When I hear this kind of thing about breaking ground for, and here would again it too. We could afford and could afford and could afford. And right, man, and when I hear this morning, it's amazed me to hear the big hotel out there and say they ain't taking no local. They're crazy. They're crazy, Mr. Butcher, really dead because them. No. You have to take some from the local and order some and limit your ordering. I don't know, letting these people getting away with these things. More they see up out the country,
What they do, they buy in bulk from overseas. And that affect the cost. But it's the government's job to make sure that they buy a certain percentage from the local farmers and suppliers.
From us, yeah. One guy is saying that there's some pepper, a pepper deal where they get that deal for next to nothing. So when they can't get the one sell here, Lord have mercy. But when they're on the stage, on the platform, on the podium, we would say, they just phone on. I'm going to say that this thing, I'm not going to say nothing. My hard man, because the people and the children to feed, the children to go to school, the children to, and the rent or the mortgage to take care, and somebody need to look down and this year. And he buys less natural right. He buys a call, and I talk about his farming now. You know, he like it to be better, but what? These things are not right because, you know, Sacco, when we were young coming up, look here, the depot there. You do your garden, you can't do your. You go somebody else in the garden.
You mean like the SMACO, the Central Marketing Corporation?
Yeah. SMACO sold it out to next to nothing because of politics. I'm a close we could eat. I say a close to it, we go eat close, no? A food, they better listen to the outer world, you know.
Food security is a challenge globally, yeah.
That food shortage going to be coming. I got to roll away, and I'm going to get me yard fence up and chuck where I could chuck since I hear I don't get pumpkin to eat, you know.
You could go up to 5 ganja tree, bonus.
I get my pumpkin, and I don't get sweet potato. But I could have sweet potato right now by some cows won't stop come because here. People I don't know they like to boil and nobody could own. You know what, man? You catch one? You go jail. We gotta go prison. And one day went around by the water place down there. Right? And they see the cattle them there fat no more. They ain't got no owners, you know.
Where's
They
this?
have no owners.
Well, fancy yard and take 2.
Huh?
Check fancy yard and take 2. Seem to have no owners, you find out.
Lord, make a strong man to hold up.
I see.
Lord.
Right, anyway, I get the gist of what you're saying. You were saying that they, meaning the government ministers while they were campaigning, promised or gave the farmers certain guarantees to assist them.
Yeah.
And you're saying it hasn't happened. So the farmers are still crying out, looking for help from the government. You're saying the hotels are not buying the local produce, but that's because they get preferred pricing when they buy in bulk from overseas. But yet, it's the government or the relevant authorities here duty to make sure that they take a certain amount
That's what I mean.
from the local farmers.
My
Okay.
sound to sing, I need the guy who had this morning. Then the first person to see a beginner here coming on and cry, you know. And it's not right because this is what the people live by. They do horticulture, they put some cold storage thing out, they say, when you have too much, you can put them up in there to take, you know.
There have been some
But
assistance.
yet
There have been some
at the end of the
assistance.
day, you want them sell. You want to carry about 20 million watermelon in there. When you look this up until they spoil, when you do take them out, the cone has got them so funny. You look at them and start to drying.
What I can say, Bernie, is they're farmers cooperative, and they will lobby for their best interests with the relevant authorities. So it's a work in progress. Not defending anyone, but it's a work in progress. Right?
Need to do something.
All right. We would have lost contact with that caller. She was giving support to the farmers' plight, so to speak. Any other callers on the line? So, Barbados Cultural Ambassador Anthony the Mighty Gabby Carter is due to arrive on island today. This would be Dominica. To take part, to participate in a Dominica Calypso Association 3rd Calypso Day celebration, the 3rd. I am stressing this because for so many years, we've lacked the formation of a Calypso Association in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, we just came out of Culturama. We are now observing the, music festival. We're now observing the Culturama celebration due to concluding around mid-August. And then we have the focus on the carnival. You would then hear Calypsonians here complaining about this, that. And for over 20 years, trying very, very hard to form an association. But here is in Dominica, they are bringing in Gabby to give a lecture, and they to be observing their 3rd Calypso Day. St. Kitts and Nevis, forget Angola and Montserrat, is about the only territory in the region that do not have a Calypso Association. Right? The main feature. Okay, we go to the phone lines. Call your live on Voices.
Yes. It's me again. Now, what you see happening in the Calypso arena happens throughout the whole society. We are a bunch of selfish people. Everybody wants to know what in it for them, and if they're not going to be the head, they're not going to participate.
I agree with you.
Just that, you know. Now, the same thing about the Simaco. We got to talk the truth. I mean, I worked and I know the farmers are the ones who helped to shut down Simaco. Let me say it again, the farmers.
I hear you, because I know something, but you go ahead.
Well, I know because I was working for the government. So I know, and I had done agriculture in UB, so I was heavily involved with the agriculture department. When Mr. Brasser had it, he was backed up by force, you know. You understand?
Interesting, but go ahead.
And the importers had to get a license.
Merchants.
The importers from the customs, the supply office, I think it was, down at Inland Revenue. You couldn't just bring in, you had to get a license. Now, we joined the World Trade Organization, I don't know when. But somebody informed us, the country, that once you join the World Trade, WTO,
WTO, yes.
you could no longer put up barriers to trade. So they convinced us to take them down. The chamber itself complained about Simaco. Now, when the farmers decided rather than taking their goods to Simaco, they would undersell Simaco.
On the open market.
Right in front of Simaco, up on Sting, and I'd ask them, telling you, they would take their trucks or their whatever, set them up in the parking lot. Before they carried them inside, you know, there was no hindrance why they couldn't. Oh, well, nobody could tell me how much I must get from my stuff. But Simaco must get something if it has people hiring, have to pack and so.
Managerial, yeah. Processing fees.
So, in order to increase the income in Simaco, the government began to sell grocery products. You remember?
I recall that.
The chamber, I'm not actually telling you, so anybody in chamber want to ask me. The chamber began to protest.
The fact that it was selling grocery items,
was
yeah?
underselling them. Well, the government then said it was PAM, and maybe under labor too, that because it is a government entity, they're not compelled to make great profits. Maybe you're going to get chicken cheap up there, right?
Yes.
And they protest, and they protest, and they protest. And the government gave in when Dr. Douglas' government came in. Pressure. What they're going to do and what they're going to do. Well, with Simaco out of the way, it was free for all.
And the merchants now are importing more of the foreign thing and they're giving them licks?
They don't have to get a license. You understand?
Because some peas were banned?
With the agriculture department. And somebody was asking about crop estimation, forecasting. The agriculture department was doing it, and I think they're still doing it. From the time they plant, the farmers plant, there is a table drawn up where we then look in the next 3 months.
Harvesting this or
it
that?
might have half an acre. Then I don't know if they do it still, you know. I'm telling you what I knew. Well, with the coming of Marriott, who called the name, who we gave extra incentives. Talking about incentives, eh? We had all of these hotels getting incentives. Our money, eh? No land tax, no this tax, no. You understand? Hotel tax belong to them. everything,
They collected the hotel tax.
and kept it. Our money, you know.
They had tax too, you know.
I'm telling you, look, I used to work on the data. Little Nevis was collecting more hotel and occupancy tax than Sinks that had more hotels. And bigger ones too. You hear me? They are the ones, the same chamber. They are the ones who helped close down.
Simaco.
They and the farmers. So the farmers balling now. When you're doing something, I am glad they start the cooperatives, you know. Because it is cutthroat business that have us so. It's a cutthroat, you know. The department has tried for them to do not only forecasting, but to do the crop rotation.
Very important. Sometimes we have a glut of too many other one item in the same market.
Nobody could tell me how to plant and when to plant and how much to plant. Now, you as the farmer, you are creating the glut that you later experience.
Yes.
And worst of all, they have done a lot of training. I can tell you. There was a professor out of Trinidad, Dr. Pemberton, his name was. A lot of training. The farm accounting, farm, family, and finance. They were taught how to work out the cost of production. So they could set the price.
Yes.
They don't care what the cost is. Rams and Value Mart and the other supermarkets set the price. And that actually, I'm telling you, they're going in there and they say, well, if you want cost 3, my for 3 too. Without any regard to the cost of production and the subsidies they were getting. They're still getting. You understand?
I'm following, yes.
They're going in there, well, mind the cost of production might have been, say $1.50. Where you add on 50 for your
transportation,
your
all of it, yes, yeah.
Why and God out $5 for everything? $8. It does not cost that to produce them.
They're watching the supermarket markup.
The supermarket. And they say, well, if they could sell for 5 or crop for 5, I mean, some of them just say watermelon, you know. And this habit of dumping the excess. For the life of me, some of them wouldn't even cut the price.
Okay, so you say there are no longer any regulations. It's a free for all, and that's part of the problem.
They have regulation, but nobody enforcing
Observing,
them.
okay.
And you're talking about having agricultural production where you make stuff. You don't think they could even give some of them to the women who make sauce, you know?
We gotta.
Once you're plowing them back on.
We've got to continue this after. It's 11:59. We're gonna break now for the midday
newscast. So that when they're talking about they want Simaco, when you want Simaco, you got to be willing to give up some of your personal feelings, and there has to be a cooperative, collaborative move.
Okay.
All right, then.
Thank you for that contribution and the clarity you would have brought to that for those folks who didn't know the history of Simaco, what it purposes served, and how its failure is now affecting the farming community. We now pause for the WINNFM midday newscast, and we will be right back after.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International. By land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured. Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
With the Win FM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown. Our top stories: 5 individuals honored at Palace Awards investiture ceremony. Social Development Ministry working to decrease dependence on poverty alleviation program. Spanish in preschools, one of the changes Education Ministry will implement come September. Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan donates US $100,000 to Foreign Affairs Ministry. Barbados makes major step to boost intra-regional travel. Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation reports. Internationally, the Taliban have ordered hair and beauty salons in Afghanistan to shut in the latest restriction faced by women. Now the details. The Palace Awards investiture ceremony for Kittitians and divisions recognized in the Queen's New Year's Honours List 2023 was held at Government House, St. Kitts on Wednesday morning, July 5th, 2023. The honorees included Mr. Larkland Montgomery Richards, OBE, in the sphere of tourism. Mr. Peter Coury, MBE, was recognized in the sphere of business enterprise. Mrs. Marjorie Morton, CSM, MBE, in the sphere of governance and public service. Pastor Eric Maynard, MBE, in the sphere of outreach and evangelism. And Miss Avida Henrietta Williams, MBE, in the sphere of public service. The Governor-General of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dame Marcella Liebert, presented the awards to the honorees. Another individual from the cohort of honorees, Mr. Alfonso Bridgewater, OBE, CSM, was invested at Buckland Palace in June 2023 for his contribution to sports and sports administration. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Jeffrey Hanley congratulated the honorees on their achievement and thanked them for paving the way to the steady development and progress of St. Kitts and Nevis.
The achievements of these remarkable individuals serve as a shining example to us all. Nation building is not a one-time project, but a continuous journey requiring the collective efforts of its citizens to shape a brighter future. Your passion, determination, and staunch commitment to excellence have not only transformed their respective fields, but have also inspired others to follow in your footsteps. Each honoree has left an indelible mark on the history and development of St. Kitts and Nevis, and their contributions will continue to shape the future of our beloved nation for generations to come. Patriotism is not short, frenzied outbursts of emotions, but the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. Your life's work is a demonstration of patriotism. Your achievement serves as a beacon of inspiration and a testament to the incredible potential that lies within each and every one of us. May your legacy continue to inspire others to strive for excellence and make positive impact on our society. Congratulations once again, and thank you for your outstanding contributions to the development and progress of St. Kitts and Nevis.
In an effort to inform the public about the revamped operations of the Poverty Alleviation Program, Minister of Social Development and Gender Affairs, Youth Empowerment, Aging and Disabilities, the Honorable Iceline Phillip, appeared on Wynn's Island Tea to address some concerns shared by the general public. The program that gave people who qualified a monthly $500 stipend was under heavy scrutiny when the new administration indicated that it would be revamped and relaunched to include a graduation process.
We've now tried to develop and evolve the program so it really does help to empower persons and remove them from the level of dependency, which I believe, is commonly people would agree that we don't want so much dependency on the state. So with the graduation, it's really about reevaluation. So we reevaluate your situation and your case before we figure out. So for example, there may be some persons who may be deceased. And it's like, okay, well, we can't keep paying this person, so it's time for you to be removed. There may be some persons who would have started unemployed and are now employed. And so, where you were getting zero before, now maybe you're getting a minimum wage. That leaves space for somebody else who may be unemployed to be able to get. So it's a matter of reevaluation. And, with that, we've been really piloting and instituting the case management approach so that we can actually produce and provide that reevaluation.
Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Iceline Phillip, on the July 3rd edition of Wynn's Island Tea. As of the end of June, 5,361 households in the Federation receive Poverty Alleviation Program payments, all of which, according to the qualifying criteria, make less than $3,000 a month. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Azilla Clark, emphasized that the graduation process within the program was necessary as a social assistance program such as PAP can only operate if there is a weaning off the program for participants.
It is short term. It is not sustainable for a state to maintain an individual infinitum. There must always be a process where, as I colloquially say, you need to give life a try. We're all giving it a try. It's not a perfect try, but we're giving it a try. So when persons would have had the opportunity to reapply or apply for the first time as of the end of December of last year, then we took the population and based on the priority areas that Cabinet identified, then we started our seniors and disabled and managed by our aging and disabilities unit because they have different modes for graduation. It's not expected to because the underlying issues are where some of the challenges are. They don't have Social Security pensions, their health costs are exorbitant, and many of them do not have family support. So these are some of the issues.
After assessing how the program was running, the PS noted some of the issues being observed as it relates to the households within the program.
We're finally able to look at a population. I think at the end of the PAP payment in last December, it was roughly like 7,500 payments were made. I can't say households because we had some duplications, but 7,500 payments were being made. So now we had a chance to look at what that is because without information, you can't plan and you can't improve. And we've seen that keeping a person on a program for 6 years, 7 years, and months is not feasible because without information, they keep making the same decisions that make them in that predicament. So now having an opportunity to look at the employed and unemployed with children, because children, of course, are one of our most vulnerable populations, we started to see some issues within the child maintenance, family support, We no longer have villages supporting children. You have unemployment. Of course, we're in the COVID recovery. You have a lot of persons that are interested in self-employment, but have never visited the Ministry of Small Business Development and Entrepreneurship. You have persons seeking homes.
With the new iteration of the program, the Ministry of Social Development is asking the people who are on the program about their goals, professional, educational, development, or financial, to figure out how best to put individuals on the PAP on a clear path to graduating from government dependence to achieving their goals.
With that information, now we make connections with the entities in the public and private sector to be able to help them. I know Terrence is home, and I might not be able to afford it, but I'm putting a tab out. We need to be able to create a financial literacy budgeting curriculum. All right. Previously, we used to have the business of you pay your bills first, you fill your fridge, and then you entertain. We have to know what your struggles are for the state to respond, because just giving you money does not work. All right. So one of the sessions most persons would have seen would have been a session with the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. So we had the top 3 needs of our populations that we are serving right now: employment, small business entrepreneurship, and housing. All right, so we've been able to make contacts with these ministries in order to do small development sessions with them. Housing is a little tricky because anybody that owns a home now, buying or purchasing the home is the first part of the disaster. Maintaining it is where the money comes in, insurance and all those kind of things. But we encourage persons to have those goals. So in keeping with NHC's pledge for smart home building in the coming months and years, we've been able to make a thing where they get information on it. How do you prepare yourself to become a homeowner? Because remember, there are fees that come with that. Not just paying the land and car. There are fees that come with that, connect to your electricity, your water, your insurance. So you start people saving for that goal. That used to be intrinsic.
The PS shared that through her work in social development, she has observed that people have ideas. However, where we fall short is finding a way to make those ideas profitable. And through the new iteration of the PAP, the government is working on helping program participants understand, through workshops and consultations, the options available to them and how to make those ideas profitable. The Honourable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Education Minister in the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis, revealed that Phase 1 of the new education program to be implemented in the new school year would see Spanish introduced as a subject in preschools. The Education Minister revealed that at a recent Boys of Excellence Award ceremony. Spanish in primary schools is one of the expected changes to the school curriculum when classes resume in September. Foreign languages have traditionally been introduced when students are in high school, with Spanish being taught during students' second year of public high school. When considering the diversification of cultural groups integrating into the Federation, especially Spanish-speaking people, having youths start foreign languages earlier is necessary to create more globalized people in the Federation. The Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan in St. Kitts and Nevis relaunched Mandarin classes in Nevis for the general public in May this year, another language that gives those fluent access to 2.4 billion people worldwide. The Education Ministry will also expand social clubs in schools to complement the Explorers Club, Boys Brigade, and others. Minister Hanley said the groups are important in molding the Federation's young people, helping to establish discipline, find one's true self, and offering training to position themselves for success. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, noted that there will be opportunities for young men from our schools to join St. Kitts and Nevis's Cadet Corps, and there are plans to make it a much larger group. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs hosted Diplomatic Week 2023 in April, and following its hosting, the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan presented a donation of US $100,000. A statement from the Foreign Affairs Ministry called the donation a demonstration of the Republic of China, Taiwan's, quote, continued commitment to the strengthening of the deep bonds of friendship with St. Kitts and Nevis, end quote. The handing over of the donation was done in a brief ceremony held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Monday, July 3rd, 2023, where His Excellency Michael Lin, Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan to St. Kitts and Nevis, presented the US $100,000. Minister of Foreign Affairs et al., the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas, accepted on behalf of the ministry. The Foreign Affairs Minister expressed his deepest appreciation for the donation to the ministry's Diplomatic Week and for Taiwan's noticeable support in the wholesome development of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The donation will go toward the expenses incurred in preparation for Diplomatic Week 2023, which was held from April 23rd through 28th. In regional news,
The reduction in the vicinity of 43% would lead to an airport tax reduction from US $35 to $20 US. The move is effective July 1st until December 14, 2023. Mr. Gooding Edgell expects it will stimulate the regional travel market.
It is known, Mr. Speaker, that a visitor from the CARICOM area would come to Barbados and spend approximately 6 to 7 days. And if you calculate that based on the room nights and the cost of the room night, let's assume you were paying maybe $150 or less per day. You can imagine the yield that we would earn as a result of the increased traffic to Barbados. So we've taken that decision. We recognize that the CARICOM market is price sensitive. We recognize if we are going to drive traffic to the destination in the absence of having what was LIA in its former form, then we had to take the necessary steps to adjust, to make the adjustments.
An update has also been provided on the performance of the tourism industry, with arrivals said to be nearing those of 2019. According to Mr. Gooding Edgell, statistics from January to April of this year show arrivals stand at 75% of 2019 levels.
In 2019, we had 273,000 arrivals. In 2023, 204,000. If we look, for example, for the same period, January to April of this year, 2023, compared to last year, what we've noticed is that there was a 75% increase. Like I indicated, we would fully relax our protocols in September, latter part of September, and therefore we are beginning to see some growth in the area. So the numbers are growing. I'm very encouraged. They're looking very fruitful, and I'm sure that we will do what we have to do in order to drive additional business to this market.
Barbados, meanwhile, is working to become the only destination in the Eastern Caribbean to secure a Southwest airline flight. The House was informed about developments on the Copa Barbados-Panama route.
Load factors, again, plane is almost full every day when it comes into Barbados on the assigned days. We went into the Chief Executive Officer's office with our delegation, and we made the case, Mr. Speaker, for additional airlift into Barbados. Mr. Speaker, and we were told if Boeing had delivered, if they were on target with their deliveries, perhaps we would have gotten more than we asked for, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to announce that the third Copa flight will be arriving in Barbados on Friday, July the 7th.
Parliamentarians were also updated on the tourism minister's recent travel and meetings with U.S., UK, and European airline officials.
we now bring you these international reports.
Now to Afghanistan, where the Taliban have ordered hair and beauty salons to close within a month. The ruling is yet another blow for women's freedoms, which have been dramatically limited since the Taliban returned to power 2 years ago. Since then, girls have been banned from attending secondary schools, women have been prohibited from going to parks, travelling without a male companion and attending university. Our South Asia correspondent Yogita Lamai has more.
Late last year, I remember going to a salon in Kabul with two of our female colleagues. It wasn't for a news report. We just wanted to be in a casual space with Afghan women where we could interact with them away from the scrutiny of the Taliban. I remember we chatted, we laughed, we had a cup of tea, we got manicures done. We took a photo of what our nails looked like afterwards. We saw a bride getting ready for her wedding. For that 1 hour, I felt like I could be anywhere in the world, away from the reality that awaited these women when they stepped outside of the salon, into a world where girls are barred from secondary schools in most provinces, where women can't attend university, where women can't work for domestic or international NGOs. They're barred from parks, swimming pools, gyms, public baths, where if they have to travel long distances, they have to be escorted by a male relative, where they're expected to wear clothing with only their eyes visible. And for this latest restriction, the Taliban aren't even giving a reason, especially, and women are asking, this was a female-only space. There's no interaction between men and women in a salon. Why was it banned then? The Taliban say they're not giving the reason now. They will give it at a suitable time. The women I've spoken to are devastated. One said she was shocked. One said she felt like she was trapped in a cage, which kept shrinking every minute. Usually what I've seen is when a couple of months go by after one restriction is announced, women start beginning to hope that the Taliban will ease at some stage. That's the only way they can survive and go from day to day. And then you have another restriction being announced, which is a blow to those hopes. They've talked about feeling like they've been plunged into darkness. They believe that the Taliban's eventual intentions are to confine women into their homes.
Yogita Lamai there.
Europe's largest nuclear plant. On the banks of the Dnipro River. On one side, Ukrainian territory, on the other, Russian-occupied land. There, inside the Zaporizhzhia plant, captured Ukrainian technicians work at gunpoint. Olga Koshana is in touch with those inside.
There is about 3,000 Ukrainian workers there, alongside 200 Russians. The conditions are really difficult. The workers can't move around the plant freely, even to areas where they should be able to access to fix issues.
With its potential to leak radioactive waste into Ukraine and beyond, the plant has been a source of anxiety throughout the war. Now, Ukrainian authorities have issued their starkest warning, claiming by tomorrow all Russians will be evacuated from the plant, which they've mined.
Russia must clearly understand the world sees what scenarios terrorists are preparing for, and the world is ready to react. Radiation is a threat to everyone in the world, and a nuclear power plant must be fully protected from any radiation incidents.
While on Russian state TV today, an advisor to the Rosatom nuclear agency accused Kyiv of planning an attack on the plant.
Today we received information that I'm authorized to announce. On July 5th, at night, the Ukrainian army will try to attack the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
Ukrainian intelligence has been right before. They were right about Russia mining the Kakhovka Dam, and that was then blown up. It's 6 massive reactors, only they're all ticking over at the moment. Messing around with the second largest nuclear power station in the world is not something you would want to happen.
On the other side of the front line, tens of thousands of Ukrainians live in the surrounding area. They're no strangers to infrastructure crises. Some neighbourhoods have had no running water since the Kakhovka Dam was destroyed in June. And how far are you from the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and the front line there?
It's about, the nuclear power plant is about 25 kilometers. I know that more than 20 or 30% of the city evacuated, but we have refugees from occupied territories. Yeah, we have emergency bags. We have local news and social media channels that inform us how to prepare, what should we collect, what should we arrange. We have air alarms, maybe every hour, and now we are talking and the air alarm is sounding out of my house, and we don't know what air alarm will be the last.
Inside the plant, tension among workers is just as high.
They live under constant stress. They were threatened that their family members would be taken. I know several people killed themselves because they weren't able to live with the stress. I'm in constant connection with personnel on the station. They say there is no movement of Russians out of the station.
An information war is clearly underway, but should we be sceptical of hot air on both sides?
Oh, absolutely, entirely. I mean, the psychological operations, as we call it, a key part of warfare, an absolutely key part of this. However, if they can use Zaporizhzhia to put the counteroffensive, off kilter, as it were, I'm sure they'll do it. I cannot imagine anybody being quite so evil to actually blow up a nuclear power station. But, the Russians and Putin in particular keep doing things that are unbelievable.
Until tomorrow, it remains a war of words. But accidents can happen, and in this war, critical infrastructure, pipelines, dams have become fair game.
The first half of this year was one of the rockiest for financials since the Great Recession. Rising interest rates created massive unrealised losses on the bond holdings of US banks, and that was partly to blame for the collapse of SVB, Signature and First Republic. And the sector isn't out of the woods. Bank of America says it alone is sitting on a $109 billion paper loss on its holdings, and that's left the bank's share price in limbo. The S&P 500 Financials Index is slightly down for the year. Compare that to the spectacular 30% gain seen in the Nasdaq in the first 6 months. The banking sub-index is down about 10%. But financials are more than just banks. The Financial Select Sector Fund, or XLF, tracks the index. As you can see here, its biggest component is Berkshire Hathaway. And in addition to major banks, it includes Visa and MasterCard, S&P Global and BlackRock. Some of these companies have done surprisingly well this year. So, how should investors approach the financial sector? Let's ask Moneta's Ethan Devitt. Ethan, hi, thanks for joining us. Do you think that the turmoil we've seen in the US banking sector thus far this year is essentially over, or do you think that if yields keep rising, we might find more banks get into trouble?
I don't think it's over yet. I think we're by no means out of the woods. This was perhaps a canary in the coal mine as to what that kind of deep recession in bonds can do for banks on their balance sheet. I don't think we've seen the end of this yet. The transmission effect, you could say, we talk about the monetary policy transmission effect. What about what the transmission effect is on bank balance sheets? Of course, there is a lagging indicator. We only find out at the end of every quarter what has happened to deposits in the past quarter. And as we know, it doesn't take much to send depositors into being spooked and to withdraw their funds and have a modern day bank run. That the timeline for that to happen is much shorter now. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet. That said, and we can see that with the Bank of America news, other financials though are perhaps having a different time, and we can talk about why.
Before we get on to that, do you think the Federal Reserve is almost at the end of its hiking cycle and therefore we've seen most of the downside for banks, or could there be further to go?
There could be further to go, I think, but there will be. We certainly expect, and consensus is, there will be 2 more further rate hikes this year. This pause is not really giving us much pause and much pause at all. So therefore, looking at those 2 additional rate hikes, there will be more pain. We are seeing in Europe, though, banks starting to push these gains, essentially interest rates, through to consumers in the form of interest rates on the deposit accounts. That's a very good sign, finally. But equally, we're not seeing that usual positive relationship between financials and a rising rate environment, simply because there's too much fallout, that collateral damage from the very steepness of the rate rise cycle in the past.
Moving beyond the banks then, are there companies in this sector that are perhaps almost recession-proof? I mean, we've seen very strong gains from Visa and MasterCard this year, for example.
Certainly, but that would be very much levered to consumer spending. And one of the most, I suppose, confounding elements of the markets year to date is the fact that this recession is a recession that perhaps barked but hasn't yet bitten, and the consumer remains very strong. We've just seen an uptick in consumer sentiment, and we've really seen no fall-off whatsoever in consumer spending. We're perhaps seeing the surplus of COVID move its way through. But equally, we spoke a lot about the digital economy and how digital assets are maybe encroaching into the world of finance. We're seeing increasingly cashless transactions. Of course, that means more use of credit cards. So as long as that credit card is a core component of the consumer's expenditure and that remains robust, I do think that they are recession-proof. They're not also seeing that loss of market share perhaps to digital currency that we've expected. That could come, but so far we haven't really seen that. So definitely some winners in there. And we can also talk about insurance. Insurance is having a field day right now in terms of its pricing power and the impact of AI and what that means for its underwriting capability.
From an investor's perspective then, should you buy XLF? Should you buy this sector broadly?
I think it's better from an investor standpoint to be much more selective, go stock by stock, sector by sector, or subsector by sector, should I say, within financials. Looking at XLF across the top, we can see it really hasn't performed year to date. It has been dragged down by some of those large financials. There will be a cloud over those financials until we see the end of the rate rise cycle. And because we just don't know what these write-offs, write-downs are going to mean, and we see the propensity of the depositor to be flighty, that's going to act as an overhang over the main components of this index. So I suggest instead going for some stock picking within the subsectors such as diversified financials, insurance, or those credit cards we talked about earlier.
Ethan Devitt, CEO of Moneta.
You were listening to the Midday News on WINNFM 98.9. The headlines: 5 individuals honored at Palace Awards investiture ceremony. Social Development Ministry working to decrease dependence on poverty alleviation program. Spanish in preschools, one of the changes Education Ministry will implement come September. Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan donates US $100,000 to Foreign Affairs Ministry. Barbados makes major step to boost intra-regional travel. Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation reports. Internationally, the Taliban have ordered hair and beauty salons in Afghanistan to shut in the latest restriction faced by women. Thank you for listening.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Caribbean.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com. When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Today's weather comes to the kind compliments of the Cold Pot.
Never before have you gotten a chance to choose exactly what you would like to eat. At the Cold Pot, you have that option. Choose the type of grain you prefer, either brown or basmati rice, quinoa, couscous, mashed breadfruit, or bulgur. Choose your protein. You can also choose your sauce preference to complement your protein: teriyaki, curry, barbecue, or tomato. We also have vegetarian and cheese pizzas, chickpea burgers made from scratch, veggie wraps, wedges, vegan banana bread, the largest variety of local juices, and our signature cold pot iced tea. I tell soup every Saturday. Get your order delivered at coldpottogo.com. The Cold Pot, located in Shadwell, nicely nestled in nature. Call us at 669-6005.
A settled atmosphere as a result of the Atlantic high pressure system, coupled with low moisture levels and the presence of Sahara dust, will continue to restrict shower activity during the next 24 hours. Partly sunny and hazy today with a 10% or light chance of showers. Tonight mostly fair and hazy with a 10% or slight chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 6:49 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:42 a.m. That's your weather forecast for today. Came to you with the kind compliments of the Cold Pot.
Never before have you gotten a chance to choose exactly what you would like to eat. At the Cold Pot, you have that option. Choose the type of grain you prefer, either brown or basmati rice, quinoa, couscous, mashed breadfruit, or bulgur. Choose your protein. You can also choose your sauce preference to complement your protein: teriyaki, curry, barbecue, or tomato. We also have vegetarian and cheese pizzas, chickpea burgers made from scratch, veggie wraps, wedges, vegan banana bread, the largest variety of local juices, and our signature cold pot iced tea. I tell soup every Saturday. Get your order delivered at coldpottogo.com. The Cold Pot, located in Shadwell, nicely nestled in nature. Call us at 669-6005.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Get ready for the biggest sales event of the year. It's the Horswood Furniture and Appliances major sales event, where we're slashing prices by 20% off on all major appliances. Are you looking for amazing deals on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and even microwaves? Well, look no further. From the latest models to top brands, Horswood Furniture and Appliances has it all at unbeatable prices. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen or replacing old appliances, this is the perfect opportunity to get major savings and save big. These deals won't last forever. This is a limited time opportunity to snag the appliance of your dreams at 20% off and get double cashback coupons with every purchase. Don't miss out. The Horswood Furniture and Appliances major appliances sales event, where quality meets affordability. Don't miss out on the biggest discounts on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and microwaves. Hurry in today and make your home a major delight. Major savings, major discounts, 20% off on major appliances, plus double cashback for free groceries. Happening now at Horswood Furniture and Appliances. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
To our many viewers and listeners, welcome back to the second half of Voices. My name is Socrates, and we're back with the program. We're told we have a call on the line. Caller, you're live on Voices.
Yes, good afternoon.
My girlfriend back. Talk to me.
Boy, Lord, behave yourself. Out of order. I don't bury mine, you know, please.
I understand.
Bury mine and my desires.
Your desires? I see.
All right, so you can write a song. But by the way, the young lady from Nevis, I heard her Saturday.
Yes, Natalie Charles.
She has a very good voice.
Lovely.
And you're dropping your word then.
What did I say? What did I say?
I enjoy the songs.
Yes, I appreciate that.
And I must commend you for your contribution, you know, and to all the writers.
That is so. That is so.
Without the writers, singers have nothing to sing about.
Correct.
So I encourage you. The other people, you know, it always beat me. How come we have all of these English school teachers and they don't write a thing?
Well, Quentin Pension is still making his contribution.
Yeah, I know he and Nital and,
Nital, of course, yes.
and some others, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I must commend all of the writers because they tackle the issues in a rather interesting way.
Thank
so
you.
who writing about the CAT scan now? All of you on Win FM. Socrates is going to write a song about CAT scans. I don't know who CAT intends to scan. And may I continue?
Yes, go right ahead. The thing is...
Now I listen with interest too. Minister Philip and Azila Clark. Now, the program, the PAP program, required some adjustment.
Quite so.
But from the discussion you can see, it is no longer under 3,000. Under the minimum wage and below.
I'm not following you.
No.
You have to be under 3,000 to qualify?
It's supposed to be a poverty alleviation, not a poverty reduction.
Okay.
Because for it to be a poverty reduction, it has to be above the poverty line.
Which is?
The last time I know it was at 2,900 and something.
All right.
That was the last
so we warmed off at 3?
Poverty survey, but that is 2008 or somewhere around here, so.
Mm-hmm.
We have had others, but they're hiding the numbers, eh? Because I want to know what percentage of the population, the working population, are under the poverty line. Of course, COVID pushed many people below it, eh?
Well, the stats should be able to guide us.
Now I'm waiting to hear the stats, because that should direct what we do. Because what we have done, like I heard I said, if you are working for minimum, you can be taken off to put on somebody who's not working.
Still a thin line.
Huh?
Very thin line.
Where is the alleviation? Because many poor people have been taken off. Now, they have way of filling the gap, you know. If, you know, I remember at some point, one of the governments had put a freeze on the traveling of the ministers and some top civil servants.
That was some years back.
Yes. Now that could fill the gap, you know.
You're getting in trouble now.
Yeah, I mean, every time and they can't go by themselves. The nurse, the pamper water, you know what I mean? Everybody going. What is the cost to the country of that? Because as some coming off.
Is that ever published?
This month some coming off. And when I heard, I said, well, if you're working for minimum wage, so it is no longer than 3,000. People are going to be no better off. And if you take you up and you get food voucher, you're going to get one every month, you know. What is needed is for the economy to grow.
How can we grow the economy?
The economy has got to grow, not only grow, but provide new employment opportunities. Has the labor force increased? No, don't tell me that the numbers change, because what they're saying, those who are on the alternative program, they're now paying Social Security. Then now are they going to pay? That will boost the numbers. It is almost 3,000 persons were taken off of the PAP, you know.
Yes.
You listen to the numbers?
Yes. Well, initially, not yesterday's Monday's press conference.
Yeah, it was on WINNMedia News too.
Okay.
There was 7,200 and something on it.
That's a major adjustment.
7,300 and something is now down to 5,200 and something.
Should be paying out less.
Yeah,
And that is only temporary.
Almost half. Now some of them deserve to be up, eh? Because if you are over the target, but you now change the mark. It is now anybody over the minimum, which is what, 360 or 75 a week.
And go ahead. I was going to say something about it.
Yeah, well, I think you get 360 or 340 something when you
before
finish
contributions or after contributions.
Yes. With this cost of living. So by December, everybody off. Maybe except the old.
It's a 6-month program because it said you have the. It's not going to be indefinite. It's a
Some coming up this month. Some coming up this month. Because as they said, they're rotating the poor. So I am still waiting, you know. We hear the housing. I thought by now the housing will start. Because if they're supposed to build 600
within a certain time frame
a year, well, half a year gone, I would expect 300 this year. If the men are not working, I fear them not working.
Generate
how are they going
employment.
to support the family?
Generate employment, starting the program.
Huh?
They can generate employment by starting a housing program.
That's what I mean. By now they should have started. Because the plans are there, they said. The modules are built yet?
I haven't a clue.
No. So Mr. Dr. Joe, Azila Clark, Dr. Philip.
Nata?
Think about it. You are not alleviating poverty, you are worsening poverty. You're making the life of the poor harder. Because if you're working for a minimum wage and you are taking up, you get $500 less.
That is for you to hire.
You understand? So I am waiting to see what happens. And some of the people get up and do something. Otherwise you will starve, you know.
But what is the something?
Huh?
A lot of folks have got into catering. I mean, the street vending. A lot of folks are walking around doing that. They try to help themselves.
The trouble with it, let me tell you, the trouble with what some of them getting into is called copying.
Yes.
They're not innovative. You remember when they started with the Uber, and I say, Socrates, let your association also go into Uber. You always say no. If you can't make $15, take a 10. The time will come when the thing boom.
But you have to look at what's feasible and not.
Today,
Barbados
has lowered the tax. From the departure tax, I think it is from 35 to 20 or something like that.
Okay, I wasn't following that.
You make some adjustments until things move back to normal. Now Uber charging 10, and you are charging 20 and 15. We got to be innovative.
It wasn't a case of charging 10 and 15. These were government-regulated fares based on the reality.
The situation
right?
did not
We still have the issue of the Uber and their proper license. They are not licensed for public transport. So the Transportation Board have to deal with that. Of course they're not. So if you have a public vehicle and you engage in public transport and there's an accident, which insurance company will cover you for that?
So how come the insurance company them not complaining?
You know something? A lot of people with their private vehicles, the insurance people don't know.
They know.
They do
watch
not.
me. They leave me at the barn here. Some of them using it. Don't come with that.
Some of them using it?
Some of them using it.
I understand some police officers involved also. They use their own private vehicle for public transport.
Well,
There's a transportation board.
If not, you understand? So I am saying a lot of people are not innovative. They see you doing that. Oh, well, if you could do it, I'll make something I could. There are a lot of ways, a lot of different things you could do. Maybe you can't make the million, but at least maybe you can make the minimum, as you say. The 360 a week or
in
something.
this small teacup of our economy, in terms of jobs and availability, is very difficult. So there's a lot of duplication, as you said.
Yeah. Too much duplication. Everybody can't sell food.
I won't say desperation is a matter of people trying to help themselves and not be dependent on the government.
Too much. Listen to me again.
I hear you.
When you're going to help yourself, it makes no sense jumping into the crowd. If you're going to go, find a different way. You know, I have my lunch delivered to me on a Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't got to cook a whole bowl of big pot of soup. You know, they're called niche.
Niche markets, I understand that too.
Everybody got Facebook. Do something different. You know, a lot of people want somebody to mind their child. All right, school closing. School closed Friday gone. How many persons keeping camp? How many persons offering babysitting?
And quite a few have been doing it for some time.
Darling, it's $1,000 instead of charging for 2 weeks. You know that?
I know folks who have been doing that for many years. As a matter of fact,
I'm telling you, how many parents will be glad to have somebody they know? And by the way, the government should check them up, make sure that they have no criminal record. You know? Want somebody so when they go to work, they could feel secure, the child in home, lighting the stove or burning up itself.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that they could make a good money.
Innovation.
Babysit. They could babysit in the night. So many other avenues other than trying to copy what your friend is doing. All right, then.
I have somebody, Brenda, says like what you're saying. That's Brenda O'Neill. She should have been here, except for the airline issue. She likes what you're saying. So there are people listening and taking,
Yeah.
from that. Well, thanks for your contribution.
Good afternoon, darling.
All right.
We are all one. Good afternoon, Johnny. Oh, they still in the eater.
Well, he may call before the day is done. All
God,
right.
have mercy on my soul.
Beautiful.
All right, then.
You're still. Hey, Amber down there in Anguilla and your friend, glad that you're tuning and listening. And it's Stapleton, I'm glad that you're logged on. Thanks for greeting on with the program this morning. Something I was going to say, but nevertheless, the lines are open, 662-098-9466, and we go back to the phone lines. Call your live on Voices. Good day, call your live on Voices.
Yes, good afternoon. Just before the break, Mr. Henry was speaking about the Simaco situation with the farmers.
That is correct.
Yes. The issue right now for the farmers is not so much of a Simaco type issue, is to get into the supermarket. That's the issue. I mean, you could have a Simaco type situation and they still can't sell the food to the supermarket because of this WTO ruling. They must say that the supermarkets now have the license to just go and bring in things.
Import what they want, yes.
But I don't think that if government implement an import license, that will be going against the WTO.
That's what she said, that you couldn't implement those regulations, so it was a free market for all.
No, I don't think, because right now to bring in eggs, you have to go to the ministry before you bring in eggs. There are protection for the egg farmers. In Nevis currently, I think they have import license.
They will be looking at quotas. They have a number of establishments, merchants already bringing in. So for anybody trying to get to the market, they will look at that, the quotas, and then give the license accordingly.
Yes.
Or not.
So what I'm saying with the crop farmers, we too need protection. We too need protection.
Spell it out.
You're gonna have a supermarket,
flesh it out for me, please.
They're not taking local sweet peppers, bell peppers.
Is that the position of all, or they have certain persons who they're taking from?
No, they are not interested in it.
Oh.
There are certain hotels on this island tell you point blank they are not taking local sweet peppers.
Are you a member of the Farmers Cooperative?
I'm a member of the St. Kitts Nevis and Consortium of Farmers and Agro-Processors,
okay,
food producers.
And has been any lobbying on behalf of the organization?
We already start lobbying, and I mean, this is a part of reaching out also.
Of course.
Yes, we already start lobbying for these things because the situation with the farming community is there, you know. It is a situation that farmers losing money every day.
How long has this been ongoing?
Huh?
Because over the many administration we've been having the various complaints. You identify the problems. What about on the alleviation? Have you been given any assistance, or to what level have you been given by the current government, or the past one for that matter?
If we have given any
assistance, the cry has been the same consistently over the past couple of years about the lack of assistance of farmers or the adequate support.
Okay, the assistance, you might be getting some handouts here and there. I mean, government do assist farmers with your labor and the farm.
But the challenge, so the challenge is the marketing?
Yes, it's okay to grow food, but you can't get them sell.
Okay.
That's a serious issue there. And you hear people talking about consistency. I mean, if you as a taxi driver go out every day and you pick up nobody, how long will you be able to be
Unsustainable.
Exactly. So how could we be consistent if we are not getting it sold? You know, there are some farmers more established than some. And if them who are more established is catching hell, what happened to those who aren't in it to them?
The alternative is what?
We have lost over 75% of our market share. It could be up to 80% of our market share.
That's a major red thing there.
Yes.
You start off in the red?
So that's what we actually asking the administration to put in place the import license in the interim, and we could work out things and see how we go.
Where would your external market be?
The external market?
Yeah. St. Martin?
Well, we haven't considered an external market because I think we haven't conquered the local market as yet. But, I mean, we do certain things overseas here and there. Nothing that is properly
Martinique.
Huh?
Martinique. I had a group here some months ago from Martinique, and they came to look at the cooperatives. There were discussions up the headquarters about the farming and what we go here that they don't go in Martinique.
Yes.
If you speak to Ms. Earl Clark, the registrar, she'll be able to give us information and some connection because there's certain things.
That again is transport.
Transport. That was the challenge, yes. You're correct.
And not only transport. When you bring packaging material here, the tax on them, and so you make it even harder to compete with things they will get from the United States.
So then why would I want to be a farmer then?
Well, we're supposed to believe in food security, you know. If you honestly believe that you're supposed to be able to feed yourself, that's why you don't want to be a farmer. So the administration has to make it easier for us to feed ourselves.
Have you spelled out a policy to them? Have you identified a policy that would work in your behalf and taken it to them?
The consortium has sit down already with this administration. Mm-hmm. We sit down with the minister, we sit down with the permanent secretary twice. And so we sit down with them, but yet it's not like you sit and you wait for eternity for an answer. So you sit and you give them a reasonable time to at least get back to you or something. If you ain't see nothing happening, then you have to make another move.
That is true.
Yes, so it's not the fact that we are not sitting with them and we're trying to work out things that we could move together. And so, but I think, as a non-starter, I believe they could start there. That actually will help the farmers to get back on the feet. There are farmers who are well established, and right now they are catching hell.
Oh, let's get an even keel. 75.
You know, farmers have the top of your head. If you ask them where are they today compared to 5, 6, 7 years down the road, they will tell you that they are no better off.
You said about 75 to 80% of the investments lost.
The market share is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see tropical coming in here, and that food that we could grow here landing here. And then some people going for the excuse to say we are not consistent. And then some people in a higher authority going to buy into that.
I hear you.
How could we be consistent if we're not getting the market share? That's the question I'm asking.
That's what I'm to the taxi fraternity. People bought into the issue about we were not reliable and gave the bigger corporations license to do what they want.
Yes. It's let people looking out for certain interests. I don't know if it has anything to do with campaign financing, eh?
That could be. That could very well be.
Topic, but you don't look at it.
But the bottom line is the farmers are hurting.
I'm telling you, we in the farming community, we are hurting. And we ain't going to be shy
of saying it
and making our voice heard.
That's the reality.
We are not going to be shy.
Well,
so thanks for the time.
I want to thank you for sharing that perspective with Win FM. We are going to break for a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase. Will be given back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back coupon to all our hire purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is giving you over $250,000 in cashback and a chance to win free groceries for a year. Riddle that cashback. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials from June 29th through July 12th. Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Almond Breeze, almond milk, just $9.99. Kellogg's Cornflakes, $21.99. Planters cheese balls and curls, $9.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan, just $11.99. Hot Pockets, $14.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Canned Fruit, just $8.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Ketchup, $4.99. Malta-Meal cereals, $13.99. Ensure drinks, $8.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, just $2.79. Essential Everyday Freezer Bags, $8.99. Stay fresh with Ecoline mouthwash, $9.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
At 4 minutes past the hour, we say good afternoon to Bag of Sugar up there in New York, to Amber and Rose down there at the Sunset Lodge of the Four Seasons, and we go back to the phone lines. Call your 11 voices.
Hi, good afternoon, McKing. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
With respect, I'm okay. Yourself?
Yeah. The last time, I think it was Monday, you was on the program. You indicated that you were to be a part of a meeting with the UDC.
Parking issue at UDC?
Into the parking.
Yes, sir. Let me update
What
you on that.
has become of it?
Okay, the other two presidents and myself met with the management executive at UDC at 2:30. And what they explained to us is that they don't want the taxi parking lot to be a garage. We had some very frank discussions, and we came to a consensus as to what we agreed on, and we also agreed we'll do a joint, more or less, press release to the public rather than we go with this version, that version. We have arrived at consensus, and they'll be implementing the regulations as of maybe mid-August to September. They want to do away with the overnight parking. We set a time frame at the end of the working day when you should not be parking there. So from 16 a.m. to a certain time in the evening would be allotted to the drivers to use the parking lot. During ship days. On non-ship days, they're looking at measures to assist the drivers. But the whole issue of parking, one person having 4, 5, 6 vehicles parked there all year round, when they have, they're charging the public to park on the other side of the road, that has to be addressed. There was a security concern raised as a result. So we have agreed to update the public at one sitting on the issue. But we have, I would say, mid-August to September before the new regulations would be implemented. So in the meantime, you can use the parking lot.
Thanks for that info. Was that the only matter discussed at that? That was a specific matter to do with the UDC and that's the parking?
I raised the
so much on the table.
I raised the issue of the challenge we have with the Show X when they're on the porch and they're selling tours to the guests. And we agreed that they would put the proper signage in place along the corridor. So not only the Show X, but the guests will know they're not to buy any tours underground in that dispatching space. That's been a concern. What was also pointed out is that UDC, CASPA, and tourism are now interlinking with all their approaches to governing the port, because you would be aware if we make a complaint about somebody on the inside of the arrival area, they say, well, that's not their purview. It's UDC or it's CASPA. So all that will be ironed out for smooth operations on the port. But in terms of the Show X being able, despite there being complaints, to sell their tours underground in front of us, and when we approach them, they can go back and make a report saying that we were aggressive. So to avoid all that, they are going to put some signage in place. They looked at on the far end of the other end of the parking area next to the Chinese restaurant where Monogram used to be. And persons used to park there, even some bus drivers, and doing the...
Hello?
Yes. Were you saying something?
Yes. The last caller there, the farmer.
Yes.
There's so many commonalities, and him being a member of a co-op, and you yourself as a member, the president of a co-op, there's so many commonalities.
Quite so.
Except to say, though, that he's a farmer, and depending on the season, he's a little bit more privileged than myself, I could say, in the profession that it does, because he can just go to his farm, pick up something, a few things, and bust a pot.
Yeah, but at the same time, his investment, there's no return. There's no return on investment.
Yes, I agree.
He has
but
a family
the
too,
more
to
dire
feed also.
aspect of it, at the end of the day, you might be able to eat something.
So you can't eat a cartel?
Yeah. So yes, but there are commonalities. And something I had a discussion up to a couple of days ago, where I find the trend where some of us might have gotten up to the Joneses. Some of us, like how he said that there are some farmers in certain categories, and then even them, sometimes they suffer. I find that when we move up the ladder, we don't have any more empathy. We don't remember where we came from, and so we don't show the solidarity with the fraternity anymore, because you're online, and everyone should try to do that.
That's
almost
almost
it's not always a
human
success
nature
story for
universally.
everyone. Getting online and carving out a niche for oneself, sometimes it takes a little time. In our business startups, it happens like that. So, but I find that persons who would have reached to that threshold, they have no more empathy for others, and where we all started. And so you'll find they have this sort of selfish attitude, like, you know what I mean? Or,
Human nature universally.
Yeah.
The reality is, once you go expecting that, you'll be disappointed.
Yes. And so I was to beg to differ with the conversation I had, and to say, no, we have to show solidarity with others at all times, in spite of where we are in our drive towards reaching the top. You don't try to reach the top and disregard where you came from, or some would say you kicked down
We
the
ought
ladder.
not to. We ought not to, but it happens.
Yes. One last thing, the King. I try to speak about something that I say, but I'm going to leave it for another time. I've been on the phone a little time, so I'll give someone else a chance to call in.
Much
but,
appreciated.
The time kind of elapsed on me this morning. It seems like my phone, that's the only timepiece I have, and
quickly
it elapsed on me.
What's the weather like downtown?
Pardon me?
What's the weather like downtown?
Well, it's not overcast as like yesterday. It was a lot of dust, Saharan dust in the air yesterday. You could have seen it.
Visibility?
It's bright and sunny. It's windy. The parking lot is the parking lot. It is what it is. There are more stable taxi. There are more stable taxis that are parked here for quite a duration of 4 or 5 or 6 hours than you would see. You know, they come and go.
You mean in the circus?
Fly out trade.
In the circus?
Fly out trade in the circus.
So there's not a lot of activity in terms of business?
Well, even yesterday was a holiday and it crept upon us, albeit, you know, there's debate about the day, the 4th of July, and so forth. You know, well, you know, we welcome it because it somewhat catch me, kind of, you know. I was aware of it, but, you know.
Okay.
The foreclosure, yeah. But everybody's just getting around the business. I'm going back to the airport. I went to the airport, got a number, and there are two flights today, so.
Wish you well. We shall talk later.
I hope I could able to get us something so I could go to the farmer and buy some of his goods.
That is good. So we'll have to heat your car tire.
Right.
All right, appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for listening.
Any other call? Okay, we go downtown and we pay Caesar some tribute.
Get ready for the biggest sales event of the year. It's the Horseman's Furniture and Appliances major sales event where we're slashing prices by 20% off on all major appliances. Are you looking for amazing deals on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and even microwaves? Well, look no further. From the latest models to top brands, Horseman's Furniture and Appliances has it all at unbeatable prices. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen or replacing old appliances, this is the perfect opportunity to get major savings and save big. These deals won't last forever. This is a limited time opportunity to snag the appliance of your dreams at 20% off and get double cashback coupons with every purchase. Don't miss out. The Horseman's Furniture and Appliances major appliances sales event where quality meets affordability. Don't miss out on the biggest discounts on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and microwaves. Hurry in today and make your home a major delight. Major savings, major discounts, 20% off on major appliances, plus double cash back for free groceries. Happening now at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cashback for free groceries with every higher purchase. Will be given back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cashback coupons to all our higher purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every higher purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every higher purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is giving you over $250,000 in cashback and a chance to win free groceries for a year. Riddle that cashback. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
We're live on WIN FM 98.9 Voices, and we go straight to the phone lines.
Thank God I get in.
Again?
Yes.
All right.
King?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday was celebrated as CARICOM holiday, right?
CARICOM Day, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell CARICOM them this. In the 60s, the CARICOM countries, we had two transportation on sea, federal maple and the federal palm.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, CARICOM citizens used to be able to travel from island to island.
These are carriers from one to the next. Say carry go and carry come.
Now, we have an airline here that abuse the service and the privilege. And now, people struggling to go from island to island because of the transportation.
Challenges, yes.
Now, just imagine you want to go, let's say, Trinidad or Barbados. You got to pay for a ticket to take you to Miami to bring you back down to Trinidad or Barbados.
It's cheaper to fly to Miami?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way.
It's cheaper to fly direct to Miami.
Exactly. And if they so love one another and they want to be as one family, they have to look at the knife that they got around travelers through killing people. You could, on a clear day, you could go on a high mountain in St. Kitts and you could see Antigua and Guadeloupe.
And if you're strong enough, you can swim it too. What about that?
That's right.
You will get there.
Yeah. And so they're not thinking about that. All looking at this big bomb and coup profit that they're going to make from carrying one passenger from here to there and one to there. So they should look back into that. Since they get rid of the federal maple and the federal palm, the only thing that I could say they replace it with is the airline that is choking people.
Well, Liat has served the region well, but they had some financial challenges over the many years, and unfortunately they went under. Can the heads of government now come together and invest in another regional carrier? That is the issue.
They can do it.
But
because you see what happens when you have too many family and friends and everybody wants to travel on the plane because my brother and my uncle working with the company. So they get a free ride, a cheap ride. And that is what killed the business.
Mm-hmm.
If you got things in your shop selling, and each time you sell an item, you take the money, put it in the pocket, and you go gamble. Then what gun got?
There has to be proper accounting. Whatever it is, there have to be accounting. But whatever it was, I think there was financial challenges over the many years, and eventually Liat went under. We used to laugh at Liat, leave Island anytime, but it was safe. They had a very safe track record.
But bad management. No, you got big disagreement between two countries and who want to be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be the boss? But I think the one who wastes the money foolishly and friendly, I don't think that one they should be the boss. Now let me go to another topic.
Okay.
There is an advertisement on ZZ bulletin board for persons to fill position in HMP, His Majesty Prison 1840.
Okay, looking for officers?
Yes. No. And what the requirements? One of the requirements, you must have a free criminal record. Well, I agree with that. But if someone is working in a company, whatsoever it is, and they haven't broke the protocol of that company, they haven't done nothing wrong, and they have not reached the age of Social Security yet. They're far from
retirement.
That. Right. They're far from that. And you're going to turn them away because of the title, and then you're going to send out things but you want people to come and fulfill that there. That is pure politics, and politics not supposed to mix up with your work. Leave
Sadly,
people in
we can't get away from that.
But you said it right, you know.
Sadly, it seemed to be a repeating cycle of a pattern of behavior.
Right. If a person is backing up a party, a political party, okay, everyone has the right to do that. But you don't turn with people because of who they be, what the title be, and then you're asking for people to apply for the job. A lot of things going on wrong in this country, and it ain't supposed to happen. Stop it. Stop it, because who do you know? They used to criticize, say, well, A lot of people with this title here, working here, working there, but they were employed by another administration. So why should you vex and turn away because they name that? Nobody's supposed to get turned away because of the title.
What's
if
the
you
name?
break the
What's the
company's rules and regulations,
What's the name?
then you go down the road.
What's the name?
Eh?
What's the name? Harris
The name
Paint?
is-
Harris Paint? Used to be
Exactly,
Burger Paint,
Paint.
Harris Paint.
Harris Paint, and then who they take back? Older than who they turn away. So you don't know what kind of sums is that? That is not arithmetic. No,
I
man,
see.
that is sums.
I see.
And also, a good friend of mine tell me that a good friend of theirs asked that same place there to send someone from India to trim some trees from over the house. And they were told that they can get it done, but they're gonna have to give up $800. From when?
Well,
I mean, if the person come there and the
it's called grease in the palm. It
and
happens
under the table.
Under the table, all of that too.
Yeah, I mean,
Something
come on,
for
if
something.
the person who get the service done, they say, well, okay, I'm generous enough, officer, give this here to that individual for me. I'm impressed with the work. That's a tip. But you don't come tell nobody about $800 to cut down the tree.
Conditionally, okay.
All that kind of foolishness going on in this country here, they need to stop it. Let us work fair. Let everything be done decently and in order. And who wrong, penalize. If you're not wrong, continue working until you decide you had enough.
You have made your
That's my little
contribution.
two pieces I have for the day.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
And again, this
Yeah.
Calypso thing in St. Kitts, it's a shame that they do not have what Dominico
I
is
have
having.
tried. I have tried.
Yeah.
You know, I think I got a document. I got a constitution from Antigua, right? I modified it to fit us here in St. Kitts. And meeting after meeting, nobody was show up. Concert was challenged me. I say, okay, I'll call a meeting again. Richie Bunting challenged me. I did again. And I brought the document here to WINNFM. I said, if they want it, they can have it. I don't have to be part of it. The last
time-
association we had here, Monarch was the president. I was the vice president. We're talking about donkey years ago. Since then, Dominica
all of
can
them
now
tried.
support the Calypsonians. They have a clubhouse, blah, blah, blah. They're now inviting Gabby to come. And they now have, for the third year running, Calypso Day. So we ain't ready yet. No,
They ain't
if
ready
not
yet.
but a
All
maybe.
we good for in St. Kitts is to make big talks and make sure our names are on letterhead, but nobody wants to do the work. Anyway, let me get out the way. Let somebody else come in. Somebody else would like to say something before the program done.
Okay, let's see if there are any other call on the line. Not at the moment. We got about 23 minutes down past 1 o'clock. We got about 7 minutes to go before we end today's presentation of voices. Yes, so the farmers, let me see, I had something sent to me by the awesome navigator. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? I heard the gentleman's cry and I feel his pain. Seems to be a farmer and I think they are consistently being squeezed indeed. But after 3 days of produce trying to generate, I don't know what it means, but after 3 days of produce trying to generate some income, the best thing to do is reduce the prices, okay? We go to the phone lines to hear what's called I have to say. Good afternoon, caller. You're live on Voices.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. Know the name. Kaiso, talk to me.
I told you, you know. I tell you already, and I'm going to tell you again. Me ain't left and me ain't stupid. The candidate fear that they sign MOU with the other Caribbean countries, Cannibal Committee for Calypsonians to go and come. Okay, enough of that.
Okay.
My sympathy greetings to...
Are you close to your radio? Are you close to your radio?
No.
Because there's a feedback, there's an echo that's, I can hear you, but there's a little hum. Okay.
I'm talking to you from the phone that I'm listening from. So.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Yes, sympathy greetings to Mr. Family.
Mm-hmm.
According to Mr. Henry, Stoked and Highly got.
Yep.
I did it already on a radio station, but it can't be too much to give. That's true. Musical icon, huh?
Yes. Oh, yes.
According, he was a performer, not a Calypsonian.
Correct.
He was a performer. You're so correct with that. Good performance. Anyway, congratulations in order for my first granddaughter, from my one and only daughter, Amalia Baker, of the Alice Sandy Pine. You know, she come from Best.
I wasn't going to say anything, Chukai. I wasn't going to say anything except congratulations. And you know, in the ranks, there's nothing more beautiful than embracing your grandchildren. That's your legacy. You understand?
Very great. It's done perform incredibly well in all subject areas.
Congratulations.
Like from July last year to September, and then from January this year to April.
Congratulations. You work hard.
Well, not subject area.
Yes, it's a credit when the kids turn out in this manner. Sometimes when they don't, you still have to support them. So it's a very proud moment for you, sir. Congratulations.
Monday I want to get it in.
You try. You're consistent.
Yes, thanks, man.
Anyway, I may mention that the items would have arrived. I got a call from Tropical Shipping. About
that's all, yeah.
Right, so I'm going to go there later on, collect that, pay the $40, and continue with the process. So the folks have been waiting, so thank you. Friday, hopefully, I'll call the names of all the persons who would have made a contribution. There's one gentleman who said don't call his name at all. I have to respect that. But it could not be done without people like you. I appreciate that. And the folks on the receiving end will keep you in the prayers. You'll get your blessings.
All right. Well, because I'm getting it where I could help you now.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, because I'm getting it soccer where I can help. In any little area where I can help, I will. That's
anyway.
right. Can't pay the $100 yet. It's unfortunate, but...
I hear you. Okay.
All right, man.
Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of it. And I much appreciate your contribution.
No problem.
Can we have time for one more caller to call if they're there? Anybody else at the moment? Okay, we got about 3 more minutes. I was reading this item sent to me by Navigator. He said, but after 3 days of produce trying to generate some income, the best thing you can do is reduce the price. And we go back to the 4 lines. Call you live on the voices. Got about 2 minutes to wrap things up. Let's hear what you have to say.
Hello, Socrates.
Yes, sir. How are you?
How are you, my brother?
I'm splendid.
Watch you. There's a lot of things going wrong, you know. Just so right, you know. Why is it these farmers got to torment like that to get their land how? Why? She has so much tractors. And when the farmer come out with them to come look for me and tell me that since last year, he asking one out of the 2 men who does harrow land to come and harrow you land for him. He's not at the point. I'm not sure he listening me old Rastafari now. And presently now, he can't get to even get the land turned over for he to start putting things in the ground.
And now the wind is calling now.
I mean, it's so terrible. And we say in agriculture, we got to do better than that. These people should be able to get the opportunity to go in development back and pay for their own tractor. When it reach up there, they get some sort of duty free. Now we're fooling who buy.
Well, it's been a long struggle.
Do better, you know. Anyway, I want to let and deal with people know that El Camino Willet, King Elimat, should be a Baker's Corner and move the Queen Victoria shopping studio.
Copy that.
And my man, King Collins, should recognize. Let the politicians them wait so long. We had enough of them. And some of them ain't even get loyalty with the war.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let me rally around these 3 gentlemen for independent comment.
El Camino Willets, Elimats.
Do something good for your name now.
Me? How cool, man.
Smiling Joe. Do something good for your name. Honor these 3 gentlemen. Let me start the process.
Okay,
According to the Californian in Antigua. You believe these guys they want to see? These guys who put in so much into the art farm get recognized.
You're the last call for the day.
When Andy Roberts talk about El Camino Village, but you them should be ashamed and Marcel and them go there in audience and listen.
Jam down. You're the last call for the day. We're out of time, but I appreciate your contribution. I will continue perhaps on Friday. but call a bit early, okay? Appreciate that. So, we had some good discussions today. We spoke about the cultural contribution of Mick Stokes, the ambassador role that he played for the Federation. We touched on the plight of the farmers. We spoke about Simaco and how it impacted the farming community. Quite a few other topics I can recall, but not most importantly, once again, the items that we've been waiting for so long are now here. Tropical Shipping, let me know they're here. I have to go there shortly, pay for the whatever form to get them clear from customs. Gonna go across to PS Tafari Lewis and start the process. Hopefully by weekend, we can get this stuff out of customs. I want to thank Win FM for that platform to reach out to the public at large, for the folks who generated some income to help us get it done. Friday morning, I should have an update for all. So wish you a most wonderful Wednesday. Bag of sugar. the credit is yours. All right? We're good to go.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mark IGA specials from June 29th through July 12th. Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Almond Breeze, almond milk, just $9.99. Kellogg's Cornflakes, $21.99. Planters cheese balls and curls, $9.99. Essential everyday